A kind man calls you exactly when he said he would. His name lights up the phone on your kitchen table, and instead of the warmth you used to feel, your whole body braces because after the last one broke your heart, some quiet voice inside is already whispering, "Don't you dare fall for this again." Before we begin, if you believe love and confidence are still yours after 50, subscribe to this channel. We are building that life together. If your chest tightened just now reading that, stay with me because this is the exact feeling we're going to set free today. So you smile, you stay polite. Your hand tightens a little around your coffee mug, and you keep him at a careful arm's length across the small table. And here's the first thing I want you to hear, plainly. That bracing is not weakness. It's a scar doing its job. It stood between you and more pain once, and it hasn't forgotten how. You want love again. You do. But guarded feels like the only safe option you've got left. The last door you can still lock from the inside. And I understand that, truly. But now the honest turn, the one that reorganizes everything. The thing the last man broke was never really your trusted me. And sit with that for a second because it changes the whole map. You've been walking around thinking your faith in men is what shattered. It isn't. Men as a whole didn't do this to you. One man did, and even he didn't break the thing you think he broke. Here's what he actually broke. He broke the trust you had in your own judgment. You know, the quiet part of you that somewhere along the way looked at him and whispered, something is off on you. You heard it, you did. And then you talked yourself out of it. Or he talked you out of it. And you called yourself dramatic or insecure or too much. That's the wound. Not that you loved a man, that you stopped believing the wise woman inside you who saw it coming. So can you feel how this flips the whole task? The work in front of you is not forcing yourself to believe some stranger. It's not squeezing your eyes shut and hoping the next one's different. No. The real work is rebuilding the one bond his leaving never touched, the trust you have in yourself. Because that voice, it never actually left. It got quiet after nobody listened, but it's still in there and it was right the whole time. When you start trusting her again, that steady, watchful part of you, something shifts that most advice completely misses. A good man stops holding the power to shatter you. Think about what that means. When you trust your own eyes, you get to open your heart with your eyes wide open. Soft and warm on the outside, steady and rooted underneath. You get to let a man come close and still keep yourself because you know you'll catch the wrong one long before he gets near enough to do damage. That's the freedom, not a wall, wide open eyes. But here's where nearly every guarded woman takes a wrong turn without ever feeling it. There's a thin line where careful stops protecting you and quietly starts locking you inside an empty house. And from the inside, the wall and the wisdom look exactly the same. So let me show you the difference because from the outside, they wear the same coat. Caution keeps her eyes open. She watches, she asks the little questions, and she waits for the answers to line up over time. She lets a good man earn her slowly, one honest week at a time. That is not fear. That is a woman paying attention. A wall does something quieter and sadder. A wall is caution that got tired and hardened. It stopped asking questions because it already decided the answer. It keeps everyone out and calls that protection. And then sits in a tidy, quiet living room with the front door firmly shut, wondering why nobody ever knocks. Here's what caution lets you finally see. A good man is often not loud about it at all. Picture a small, sunny cafe, 2 cups on the table. He plans a simple coffee. He shows up on time. Maybe he glances once at his watch outside because he actually wanted to be early for you. And when you name a boundary, when you say a soft, easy note across that table, he just respects it. No sulking, no pushing, no little punishment for having a limit. And I know what a guarded heart does with that. It thinks, well, he's a bit boring, isn't he? No fireworks, no drama. Sweetheart, listen to me. That calm is not boring. That steadiness is the green flag nobody ever taught you to want. The quiet ones don't sparkle, they stay. And a man who is easy to be around when you disagree with him is showing you exactly who he'll be for the next 20 years. Let me pause here because I really want to know. Tell me honestly in the comments, are you still fully guarded? Or are you slowly starting to open? There's no wrong answer, and I read them. And if these honest talks reach you, subscribe so the next one finds you too. Now back to the part that keeps you up at night, staying open without getting fooled again. Because there is a wrong kind of man too, and pretending otherwise would be doing you no favors. A man who rushes love bombs, or ever asks for money, you know the type. 3 weeks in and you're his soulmate. All that heat, all that hurry, all that grand talk, and then somehow a story about money. Here's the shift I want for you. That man is not proof that men can be trusted. He is not a verdict on your whole future. He is information. That's all. Your job is not to panic, and your job is not to slam the door on every good man because of him. Your job is simply to notice calmly and protect your peace. And do you feel what just happened there? That quiet voice inside you, the one that whispered something is off with the last man, the one you got talked out of listening to. She's back. Only now you trust her, so you can actually let a good man come close. You can lower the drawbridge on purpose, eyes wide open, soft on the outside, and rooted underneath because you already know you'll catch the wrong one early. You're not guessing anymore, and that changes everything about who shows up. Because once you trust your own judgment, something quietly shifts in the kind of man who's drawn to you. The guarded woman and the whole woman aren't just standing differently. They're calling out to two completely different kinds of men. And the man the whole woman calls to wants something the guarded woman can't even picture yet. What he wants is peace. Not a puzzle to solve, not a fortress to talk his way into. He wants a woman who already feels like home when he walks through the door. And here is the truth the whole thing has been building toward. The answer to the question you have been carrying since the last one walked out. You do not trust a man again by handing him the power to shatter you and hoping he is gentle with it. You trust a man again by becoming a woman who is no longer breakable in that way. Read that again slowly because it changes everything. The old fear said, what if I fall and he drops me? This says, I am not standing on him anymore. I am standing on me. And once you are standing on yourself, watch what happens to his behavior. He calls when he says he will, and it is lovely, but it is not what holds you up. He goes quiet for a day, and it stings, but it does not knock the floor out from under you. When your worth lives inside you, his behavior stops being a verdict on you and becomes simple data about him. He is showing you who he is. Your only job is to watch calmly and believe him. That is what those two words have meant this whole time. Eyes wide open, soft and warm on the outside, so a good man can actually reach you, steady and rooted underneath, so no man can uproot you. You get to be tender and unbreakable at the same time. That is not a contradiction. That is a woman who has done her healing. Remember that little brace you used to feel, the tightening in your chest when a kind man called? Here is where it goes quiet. Not because you forced it away, because you no longer need it as a guard. The bracing softens into something better, into steadiness. So how do you actually get there? Not in one grand leap. You do not wake up one morning healed and fearless. You get there in the smallest way imaginable. You keep one small promise to yourself. You said you would take that walk in the morning, so you lace up your shoes and you go. Even when the couch is calling, you said you would hold a boundary, so you hold it kindly without apologizing for it. That is it. That is the whole engine. Because self-trust is not rebuilt by trusting a stranger. It is rebuilt in tiny kept promises to yourself, one after another, until a quiet voice inside starts saying, I have got you. And once that voice is strong, you can afford to let a good man come close. You already know you will catch the wrong one early. So here is my one gentle challenge for you this week. Pick one small promise to yourself and actually keep it. Just one. Write it in a notebook if you like. Then keep it and notice how it feels to be a woman who keeps her word to herself. And please hear this part because I think you have been quietly carrying it. You were not foolish for loving before, and you will not be foolish for loving again. Loving someone was never the mistake. Your open heart was never the flaw. It is the most beautiful thing about you, and it is still here. Guarded women attract men who like a challenge. Whole women attract men who like peace. So become the whole one, not the smaller one, not the harder one, the whole one. You are not starting over as someone lesser or someone broken. You are not crawling back to the starting line. You are walking forward, tall and easy as the strong, warm woman you have quietly become. And when the right man finally sees you, that is exactly who he is going to meet.